If a rich white man wants to give Africans money, let him give them us money.
Let me tell you, me always say being poor, it's a tough one. Because would you sign up for WorldCoin? Would you take
Have you signed up?
It was shut down before I could sign up.
Yeah.
But really, to be clear, I would not.
Sign exactly?
Because I do not need 7,000
exactly
right now. But if I needed it,
you're privileged.
Yes, I am privileged.
Okay.
Amen, and you thank God for that. But like a lot of poor
but you
people,
see, I might have signed up if the line was not that long.
Really, for 7,000 bob.
Yeah,
That can afford a very nice whiskey,
right.
like
Just
a
walk into Serena.
Johnny Walker Green. It would do. But have you signed up for WorldCoin?
Of course, I wouldn't.
Mr. Producer, have you signed up for WorldCoin?
Yes.
You are the loser. Have you signed up for WorldCoin? No. See?
I hope that they come back, because really, there's nobody giving any Kenyan 7,000 shillings. In fact, what they're doing is raising taxes. So, any money that goes into the economy, I think, is a good thing.
Into the pockets of Kenyans.
If it comes from rich
white people.
So let them give us
What
their money.
is a rich Japanese?
Even rich Japanese,
Anybody.
Chinese, anybody.
Even a rich Kenyan,
even a rich Kenyan, a rich Ugandan, we don't care. We just want your money.
A transgender Filipino.
It's fine. Me, I don't judge.
The objection is not on the privacy for you as an individual.
Yeah.
You go to Homa Bay, tell people to line up and give them 7K. People there earn 3K, 2K, 1K, and you're just about to give 7K for my eye.
Chukua.
I'll even have an extra eye for you. If you need for you to take an extra photo. WorldCoin, from my understanding, and if I believe the bullshit they sell in their website, is that by having your iris, someone in the US can send you money directly without the involvement of the government. That's what they're selling, right? Whether it's correct or not, I don't know.
Why can't they send via M-Pesa?
9 to 5 has good vibes, but 9 to 5 with Ngari has better.
The newest Illuminati shit in Kenya, man. WorldCoin. We're having this conversation. I mean, there's people who are for it, against it. I just think it's creepy. Like, you can, especially on biometric, you can lose your password. It can be stolen. You can change it. Your credit card can be swiped. You can cut it up, get a new credit card. Your iris. When someone has that data, guys, am I changing my eyes? Am I changing my biometrics? So we're discussing WorldCoin today. I think it's been in Kenya for a while, but it's gotten a lot of hype and focus. So yeah, welcome. Sydney and Orwa, the Jaluos in tech, are with me today. So
No, we need that. Luos in tech.
Luos in tech. So where do we start?
I think, except my experience, I think about maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I was at Greenspan Mall, and I found this group of people who wanted to enroll me on WorldCoin. And then I saw WorldCoin, what is it? A crypto? When it just mentioned crypto.
Red flags.
That was a red flag. I just stopped there. At that time, Bitcoin was it's low, and some Bankman Fried had just been.
Oh, yeah.
So my mind is like, anyone who goes in crypto is a fool.
Is a fool, yeah.
In the environment. So that was my first experience. So every time I went shopping, I would see them registering people. But I think in the past 1 week, I tweeted a photo. I don't know what happened, but I think they started offering money.
Money, yeah.
And I found this insane line of people who were lining up to sign up on WorldCoin. My question for do you even know what a WorldCoin is? Do you even know what crypto is?
Yeah, but couple of things now. One, WorldCoin has been around for a couple of years in this country. Yeah. Starting with when crypto was on the way up.
It's been a while, yeah.
They've always been offering their coins when you sign up. Yeah.
Okay.
So
redeemable.
So when you sign up before, were you doing the orb thing?
They've always been doing the orb thing, and so the thing is, from where I sit, I'm always wondering, why throw the baby out of the bath with the bathwater? Is there anybody in Kenya giving people 7,000 shillings for free?
Of course not, and financial times are hard.
Financial times are hard.
But again, it's if you're poor, I'm just and
you see, the thing is, Yeah, like, people getting free money. If you need the money, what are you supposed to do? Especially in this very tough economic times, Zazakayo. Yeah? No, really, 7,000 shillings, to put it in context. Yeah, 7,000 shillings or $50. That is 25 days worth of average Kenyan salary. Yeah, because more than about 50% of our population earns less than $2 a day. Yeah. To stand in a line for a couple of hours,
To
get
get
your iris
7,000.
scan. I'd like to point out that like companies like Safaricom and our banks, Google,
Yeah.
they know more about us, right? And we still trust them. And this is a company, like if you look at the story, they did everything right. They went to the data protection
ODP,
officer. They registered. Yeah. It's just because now the people raised a stink, and of course, a valid stink.
Yeah.
But they're saying they delete these things, right?
Yeah.
We expect, and you see, the thing is, the response
believe
from our government has been terrible.
Yeah.
It has been terrible.
This has validated one of the ideas I had like a few years back, where I was like, people don't care about privacy. If you pay them enough, they don't care about privacy.
It's what am I getting in exchange for my privacy? Yeah.
Way back when like people would complain that I never registered for this service in Safaricom, and then I got some spam SMS. People are very crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's say you're a company like Safaricom, and tell someone like, hey, we are passing your data to Tala, Branch, all these credit apps, but we will give you 3,000 for that. I'm sure 90% of the people will be like, okay. So it means like we don't really care about privacy. We've not gotten there to the place of society where, countries like Germany, people are crazy about privacy. To the point that on Facebook, people don't put their two names. You'll put your first name and some other random name because you don't want to. They have a history why they don't like that kind of thing. But we are not there yet.
Well, if you're earning $2 a day, ni chakula unatafuta ama privacy.
Choose one.
Do you want privacy or do you want food?
Yeah, I wouldn't fault anyone who would exchange
I'm also not
their...
faulting, but I'm also like, what I'm worried about, particularly as a Kenyan in tech, is whether...
Not a Jalu in tech.
Oh, yeah. I feel like we're starting a hashtag here. Jaluas in tech.
Luas are seceding. There was a thing petition to secede.
So yeah, looking as a Jalu in tech, when
you're a minority.
I worry about companies that do everything right, and then because there's a hula baloo and the government is like, we must calm people down, then they change the board. After the fact.
Yeah, but you see, from a government perspective, all governments in the world, most of the things is about controlling the population. When something tends to go out of hand, that's when the government comes in. If WorldCoin was under the water, just doing this slowly, the government would never be involved. Perhaps even the government would never have known that WorldCoin exists. But now, there was this, if you check Twitter, there were photos at KICC. People are being turned...
Influencers or marketing.
People are being turned away because they're like insane lines. Because now for the government, this is now crowd control. This is no longer about WorldCoin and money. This is about crowd control. This is about...
So you think they would have allowed it if... Not under the radar, but I mean if they put in instruments for crowd control, do you think the government would have allowed it?
I think so.
Because the way at least the narrative has changed.
Yeah, it has a bit.
Over time is that now it's like a privacy concerns. Do you what?
Yeah, but the office of the Data Protection Commissioner is supposed to be there to ensure that those privacy concerns are taken care of. And they have already, by the time they were signing up as being a data controller, those checks should have been there. Yeah. It's like signing up to KEBS. KEBS is supposed to certify your alcohol. Like,
you're by yourself.
Like the mead we are drinking. Where's your cup?
Oh, right here.
You should be having some of this good stuff.
Yeah. No, I have some of the good stuff.
Is it KEBS? It's not KEBS certified yet.
Nah, this is homemade.
Homemade.
Chris makes it.
Yeah, so if we are to sell this, KEBS needs to come and ensure that all the processes are okay. So by the time WorldCoin is going out and collecting the data and registering as a data controller, my opinion is that the data controller office should ensure that what is being collected, how it's being stored, and what it's being used for. All those are already catered for by the time they're given the certificate as a data controller. So if that's not,
exactly.
then in that case, the government is failing through the data controller's office.
Yeah, there was like a complete failure of communication, in my opinion. Yeah, because if they had the licensing, then just tell people this is legal, and the central bank came out and said crypto is not regulated, but I think our central bank has taken a slightly hands-off approach
Always.
On crypto?
On crypto.
on crypto. Yet
Yeah.
also hands-on, because you can't
I
buy
wouldn't-
crypto with your cards.
But I wouldn't
The banks
bla-
were like, the central bank said
But I wouldn't
something,
blame
the-
them.
The central bank was like,
But you see,
hatukoshwa.
I wouldn't blame them for that, because the crypto world didn't want to be regulated. The whole idea about crypto
Was
is
to make sure
that you're not regulated. You don't have a central government that sets the money. And if you read the Western propaganda and the leftist idea, is that if you have a currency, like right now, economy is shit because the Federal Reserve increased the interest rates.
Well,
right?
we also took a shit ton of loans, but go on.
Like generally in the world, right?
in the world,
So
yeah.
it
I
means
thought
the
you were talking
government
about Kenya.
controls the value of the money in your
Yeah.
pocket. So the crypto world came and said, like, hey, we have this currency that the government has no say
control over,
for that. Now, when things go to shit, now they want the government to come in and like, hey, can you regulate crypto? And when Sam Bankman-Fried defrauded people,
FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is behind bars tonight after prosecutors accused him of trying to influence witnesses, and a judge revoked his bail. Bankman-Fried is accused of defrauding investors in his cryptocurrency company of billions of dollars. He's been under house arrest on a $250 million bond. He'll now be waiting for his trial from jail.
now that's when they're like, okay, maybe this thing needs to be regulated. And I've been following Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
Yes.
And he lost a ton of money on FTX.
Yeah.
I put about 9.7 million into crypto. I think that's what I've lost. It's all at zero. I don't know because my account got scraped a couple of weeks ago. All the data, all the coins, everything. So then I lost the money I invested in the equity as well. Those are zeros too. It was not a good investment, Andrew. Okay, I don't make great investments all the time.
And now he was like, hey, this thing needs to be regulated by the federal government. It's when there's chance
Because
of
he
being
lost money.
Yeah.
If he made
Yes.
money, I don't think it'd be...
Same thing with WorldCoin.
Yeah.
If there's a chance that people will be defrauded, chance
Even
that
play.
anything will go wrong. Oh, this fire is firing me up. Yeah. So when there's chance of people dissatisfied, defrauded, that kind of thing, that's when now people need regulation, or that's why people demand for regulation. So I don't fault CBK for saying like, hey, this crypto thing, we don't understand it, we can't control it. It's only that most people who go there don't understand the risk.
Yeah.
Just like I lost my investments in.
I always
Even me,
I always
Oh, go ahead,
I
I
always
guess.
feel a certain way when people say people don't understand
understand
the
the
risk, because I'm always and
okay.
I've worked in in hate speech and that kind of thing for a long time, and I'm always fighting against.
You've worked in hate speech.
Yeah,
Tell us more.
Another time. let me finish this point, right? Okay. And I always wonder where individual, because I feel like a lot of do I want to call them intellectuals, or like there's a lot of
People on social media.
I wouldn't even say people in social media, because it comes to like, let's call them intellectuals, like intellectuals, people who are like PhDs, and what the people are now calling like the censorship regime in the, it's a lot of people who don't know what's good for themselves. You know what I mean?
I have something
and
to
so
add.
I'm like, people understand that people are.
No, they don't
because
understand risk. The question is-
they understand what they're getting.
No,
and
the
they've
question
decided
is,
that it's worth it.
from a risk perspective, is this money you're willing to lose? Right?
But you're not losing anything.
you're being-
in
I
WorldCoin.
mean, they're
let's
getting-
let's
Okay,
talk
let's
about
say I
WorldCoin.
get
Yeah,
let's say I get a WorldCoin,
Yeah.
and
7,000 bob, yeah.
pairing it to the shilling. Let's say, I don't know, one WorldCoin costs 100 bob.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's say I bought it or I earned it. And then after a few months, it is worth 50 cents. So the value of that coin has gone down.
Down.
But
Yeah.
I had bought, let's say, 100K worth of that coin, and now it's maybe 20K or less. It means I've lost value. And I feel aggrieved. I feel I need to have an interceder to come in and let me understand why I lost this money, or put somebody to account why I lost this money. That aspect of, am I willing to lose this money? That's where most people don't put in the understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when it comes to WorldCoin, you're not losing anything.
I mean, you're losing,
As in,
your,
you're losing your privacy.
Yeah, you're losing your
but
privacy.
what has privacy done for any of these people?
Yeah.
You know, there's an analogy. There's an analogy. One of the people I follow on Twitter, his name is iFort Knox. He gave when years ago, and it really stuck with me. And he was like, when it comes to his data, he looks at these companies, Facebook, Google, or any other company that as a bank, right? You either trust them or you don't. Right? There's no half measures. And I was like, yeah, they're banks. If you trust the process, right? And WorldCoin apparently had gone through the process. Of course, the minister has come out to say how
they were not licensed.
He says despite them being registered as a data, what did you call it?
Controller.
Data controller. Yeah. It does not mean that their processes. Then why register?
We must be told by the CS, the two of them, why did they allow that? How much data has a private company, as I speak, harvested? We need to know, and they cannot leave this nation before we have that information.
Okay, what I would put with that, and this is where government as PR comes in. I teach PR, by the way. So this is more of a PR play, right? If something is going on and there's concern that data is likely to be misused, this data is being collected, it's very sensitive data, government has to do something.
Yeah.
Whether it makes sense or not, government has to do something. So the minister, the cabinet secretary might say something which, according to the laws, doesn't really hold water. Like, we did all the due diligences. We followed everything that we do. But if the government stays silent, it's...
Yeah, it looks like they don't...
So as a PR play, then you have to say something. You have to, like, okay, they followed the law, but, we are following up. Where is this data being collected? Why is it being collected? Where is it being stored? We're doing an investigation. That's a PR play. As a pure practitioner of data and everything else, you're like, but the law says this is what was collected for that. So to me, that was just a pure PR play.
Yeah, and I worry about...
So is there something we
innovation.
don't know then?
No. You see, one of the things that also people don't understand, that you have to control the masses.
Okay.
When you have anything, even take WorldCoin aside, let's say tomorrow there is some guy who's selling kick-ass mandazi on Kiambu Road. When all of a sudden everyone wants to eat his mandazi, cabinet secretaries, and there's a line, government gets involved. He'll now regulate, like, what kind of mandazi are you making? But previously, when you were just making your own... So anytime that something becomes big and popular, government gets involved and have to...
I don't mind government getting involved. I just don't like that the rules change when the game has started.
Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah.
You see, the thing is, like, even the privacy aspect does not matter as much to me as much as the rules changing when the game has started, because then you can't do anything with any sort of...
I like how Sydney said, like, Fuliza, this Tala, they all have our data. We know every day we're doing, like,
my point,
no, stop those guys.
I don't disagree with that. That our data is already out there.
Yeah.
We give more than, like, nowadays,
so much.
The government mandated if you're getting a new SIM card, you have to get your photo taken.
Oh, wow.
I think that's when that happened, right?
Okay,
have you bought a SIM card lately?
I haven't needed my SIM card. But
you're not the ordinary person. You're an outlier. But after, was it Westgate or one of this? When, the previous government.
Dusit.
After that incident, I think there was a mandate that every time that you get a new SIM card, your photo has to be taken.
Yeah, see, because these guys were using other people's IDs.
And somehow there were stories about how they get into the country, they had SIM cards, and why were they allowed to have Kenyan SIM cards, and there's no proper processes for that.
KYC,
So I think I bought a SIM card 6 months ago from Fiber. and Jamie Telcom, and the guy took my photo. For that, which sounds almost very similar. Or it's not the orb taking.
No, but you see, the thing is, from those Nenis, if we zoom in on the picture, your iris, we can get your iris data from that.
Yeah, but okay.
But I guess it's not as-
There is one quote from no, not a quote, it's a line from Nas. He says that men fear what they don't understand. So we're like, this is iris data is being collected. We don't understand what it is. We have a fear that it could be used for nefarious ends.
Yeah.
But we've not had one incident or one example where
It's
it
too
is.
utopian. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, and that's the
Alchemist.
problem.
Like, what are you doing
People
with
fear
that? Yeah.
what they don't understand
Yeah.
in this case. So it may be harmless, it may be harmful, right? But the sense that we don't understand what it can be used for,
Yeah.
that's where we're like, oh, this thing needs to be controlled or it needs to be stopped. Maybe someday you could be going somewhere in some airport in Brazil and like, okay, we have your iris.
But I think he says that he wants to make sure, like in the world of AI,
Yeah.
you are able to identify that you are a person. That's why he's called that's like his.
This is
mission.
by
I thought it
some.
was UBI. Like he was trying to make sure that people are able to get money.
How do you know a
whenever
person
Nene-
is a person?
No,
in the world of AI?
if you go to WorldCoin's website,
Yeah.
and I think if I'm not misquoting this, it's like everyone needs a digital identity,
Yeah.
and they need a way of money being transferred to them, and hence that enforces why they need that iris data.
We have M-Pesa, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think they have M-Pesa in US and in Europe. But funnily enough, if I'm not wrong, in Europe, I think WorldCoin was discontinued because of data privacy issues.
Yeah, well, you know that Europe also is a little bit too strict.
That's very strict. Yeah.
No, but Germany, I think Germany is okay, but in other EU countries, they've sort of like restricted collecting of iris data.
Well, as
But you guys,
we were
like
talking
I was
about,
telling you, iris data
yes,
tells
yeah.
you a lot. Like I'm a big.
Okay,
I love
let's
like
break down-
alternative.
Let's
health.
break down iris data. What is iris data?
Okay, alternative. Like there's a specialty in alternative healthcare where it's called ideology.
Okay.
So when you look at someone's eye, you can see a lot. You can tell like what diseases they're susceptible to, the type of personality. Like it's very rich data.
Oh, if
but
they-
I think sometimes we're like, that's just
If they've had too much sex or
yeah, sure. Like looking at your eye, and I've gone to one of these practitioners, and spot on, they were right. It's so creepy. So when I saw that, I was just like,
no for disease identification, because even in Kenya there's a TEDx video
it's like yeah,
of someone who identifies eye cataracts
Yeah.
and other diseases
Yeah.
from scanning your iris.
Yeah. Mhm.
That I do know. So for identification of diseases, I agree that if you collect data from people, you can tell what diseases they have.
But doesn't
I'm
also-
not sure to what extent.
yeah. But
But
also Google had the whole thing where they were doing
Google
the
glasses.
Yeah, like
no, Google Glass didn't nini your eye.
Okay,
Like,
don't
it was
know.
Oh, it was a
didn't
camera.
scan. It was a camera that was nini so that like you could
really me don't
you could
trust
look, you
Google.
could, but like
I don't know what they were scanning. I never owned
Let me
those
tell you,
glasses.
No, I thought it was an
if
augmented.
there are tech companies that I
Yeah.
trust, and
Yeah.
I know this might be a little bit
You
controversial.
trust Google?
I trust Google and I trust Facebook.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No way.
Yeah,
I mean,
do you
they're
know
not-
why?
Do
Do you know why?
do you trust condom?
Again,
Do you trust a condom?
Trust condom.
Trust condom. I'm like, what?
You're supposed to trust it. Okay, trust Google.
yeah, no, I trust Google and I trust Facebook. I'm reasonably technologically savvy. I've been with these companies for a long time.
When you say trust, do you mean that you're okay that they know what they know about you? Like you know
I am very okay that they know that what they know about me. They know
Okay.
me. They probably know me better than most people know me.
exactly.
Then your
Right?
girlfriend knows you.
Yeah, no, that one knows me very well. So why do I trust them? Like with Google, you know, people say they don't sell your data. Yeah.
Say like analytics.
They sell analytics.
Yeah.
Nobody cares that Wangari has a Rene
Yeah, I know they don't care.
has
As a fetish.
Well, you said it. I was going to say that I was hesitating. You said it. I didn't say
I
it.
told you lesbians in tech.
Yeah.
You have a foot
And so,
fetish.
Yeah, like they don't care about that. What they care about is that if you have that fetish and you need to keep your feet clean, they want to target you. There's somebody who's like, I sell feet cleaners. They don't care that you have a fetish, whether you like your feet clean because one
Yeah.
time you stepped out of the house and stepped
No,
on
no,
cow
no.
shit.
She-
Or you were barefoot all your life, and now because of that, your feet must.
No, she searched.
All they care about
smelling
is
human feet.
what will happen is Google knows that you have that fetish,
And they'll start selling shit.
And then somebody is like, I want to sell to people who want to keep their feet clean.
Yeah.
So they
So
connect.
they're an intermediary. Google knows all that about you, but they're not telling it to anybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Advertisers.
They're just
And you see,
advertising,
the thing is, a lot of people have this view of like Stasi's Germany.
Yeah.
Where these files were kept on
Yeah,
people,
yeah, yeah.
so that they can be used against
That's
you,
why Germans are
right?
very crazy about privacy.
About privacy. Yes,
Yeah.
right. But the files don't look like that. The files are just randomly somewhere in a database is written. Wangari likes to keep her feet clean,
Yeah.
right?
No. She searched how to smell human feet.
And you see, there's so much data there that who's going to be? It's not a file.
It's
that is
aggregated
written there.
data.
It's aggregated, and on top of that, we know that Google makes additional needs to anonymize it. Can it be de-anonymized? For sure.
Can
Yeah.
you can
you see the
can
thing
you
is, people are
anonymize?
always scared
Can you
of-
anonymize
People are
iris
always
data?
scared of.
I mean, I
their-
think as
no.
we said, it's unknown. Do you know? Can you? I don't know.
It
I've never
depends on- it
I've never
depends-
worked in
depends-
anything.
It depends on how they're hashing the data that they get from your iris.
But
So you can go backwards.
Yeah, of course.
Right. If they
So
get an iris,
let's get
and
let's get an
So
example.
the real question is, how can that data be used?
I have an example here. So let's assume that you have all this iris data, and for some weird reason, like, okay, we can detect people who have HIV from their iris
Imagine.
data. And then there's this company that has 20 million people with their iris data. So we can go there and tell these are people who need money for drugs, treatment, and all kind of thing.
You walk into an airport, they already know.
Because we walk into an airport, like this is guy transmitting HIV from Kenya to, let's say, Amsterdam or UK.
I would
or
just
whatever.
like to point out, before you leave this country, those white people make you do all those tests anyway. So what you talking about?
Oh, hold on. You've had
What you talking about?
You-
You can barely leave this country.
Hold on.
Without
To go to
Thomas
Uganda
test.
without a yellow card.
Did you get HIV test when you're going to Europe?
I've never been to Europe.
Who are you?
It's not a genuine tag. Who
I'm
are
clearly
you?
not a genuine tech. Let me tell you. I've been to Nigeria. There, I had to do a bunch of tests.
Was HIV included?
HIV was not one of them, though.
Okay.
But he knows his status, I think.
You know your status.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's important to know your status.
It's important. Let me look at the cameras. I say this. Get tested, guys. Get tested.
Be clean, you know.
There's no stigma on HIV here.
So, if your iris data,
Yeah.
if it has some health
exactly.
implications for that, and no matter, let's say you've put, I don't know, I was talking to, I'm forgetting his name, we work together at IHAB, and it's like, even if you hash it, you can find someone to reverse those algorithms, right?
Sure.
Because you just have a hash table that says Sydney is X3 da 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 da. Chris is 93 da 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 da, and you can reverse that.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
100% protected, even
Sure.
if you hash it.
Sure.
So if I was in government and I was doing a risk assessment of like what are the potential risks of collecting iris data from people, my very first concern would be like, you could be denied a visa because you're HIV positive, because
The health. Yeah.
that health aspect has a very big implications. But from a security perspective, like if your iris data was collected and tomorrow you joined Al-Shabaab, now I can ask WorldCoin to turn over their database to us, and anyone who came through you and they went through any migration through, and we've identified this guy as a threat to us, we are able to identify that so and so got through Mandera border.
Yeah, but why would they need your iris data if they have your face?
Because you can do plastic surgery. I mean, that's immutable data.
I'm just assuming.
Like, you see, the thing is, there's always going to be risks,
Yeah.
right? And you see, the sort of risks that you guys have so far mentioned are all government level risks. If the government wants to get you, they will get you.
It's true.
Mystery of floating bodies in River Yala continues to deepen after 7 more bodies were retrieved from the river, bringing to 39 the official tally of bodies recovered from the river this year.
Yeah.
Alright.
They will get you. If the government decided
So wait, Sydney,
tomorrow.
I'm kind of feeling like you're thinking there's something deeper to this WorldCoin situation.
Do you have some
Do you have
conspiracy
some?
theories?
Yeah, we're all about
Some conspiracy in your
No, I don't have a conspiracy theory. I'm just worried about hysteria over things that don't matter. And particularly
I will,
when
hysteria
people
with-
are being paid,
Yeah.
people are getting money.
I will direct
Well,
you.
let me ask
And
you-
unlike our big ass projects that are all over this country, this money in
course.
people's pockets. It is a mandazi that will be bought the next day. That is moving the economy. Some
Yeah.
of the things that we've built, we can't say they are moving the economy directly.
I
for
will
people.
direct you to one book
Yeah.
written by Charles Mackay. He was a Scottish journalist who put up stories about mass hysteria. The book is called. Hold on.
It's the buzz.
Yeah, so Charles Mackay. This book is about crowd and crowd control. So this is about investment scams. They're about invading other countries and how to whip up emotions from the masses. My point is that the government only gets concerned when there's a huge population of people who get into something else. And majority of the time, I'm sure 99% of these people don't know what is crypto.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit what is crypto.
They don't
They
even-
only care about the money.
don't
They
even
only
know
care about the money.
Yeah, the end goal to them is the
And then
cash. Yeah.
the work of the government is usually to protect the weak. That's why we elect people. If all of us were strong and we could understand anything, we never need government. We could rule ourselves, right? The work of the government is like, hey guys, press the brakes here. This thing may not be right for you. Give us time to understand this thing, its implication, so you can go ahead with getting your 7K. If we ascertain that this 7K is okay with you without losing something of your life, we'll give it to you. Because if 2 years down the line, I don't know, some crazy thing happens about WorldCoin, where will people turn to?
Nyumba yangu imeenda na maji yote na bwana yangu sijui alitoka ameenda wapi. Niko tu na watoto peke yangu. Serikali tafadhali.
The
The
government.
government. But I don't know that our government is that sophisticated, honestly.
Well,
I don't know.
But
It doesn't have to be.
I'm always wary about broad proclamations about the government.
Yeah, even me.
Given
Okay.
either way, both the way you've done it and
let's
the way
talk
you've
about-
done it, because the
let's talk about government policy.
inserted in this is very, very
Okay.
effective. Trust me.
Let's talk about we don't talk a lot about philosophy, perspectives, and all the things about government. In democracies where people really care about government, they have to separate. There is a limited government, and there is the overarching government. A limited government means that the work of a government is very limited to your life. For example, providing finance, providing military aggression or defense for that. And then the rest of the things are left to local governments for that. That tends to happen a lot in the Scandinavian countries, which means that the government has very minimal effect on your daily life for that. In Africa, government is almost everything.
Everything.
It is almost very extensive. So government can decide whether you eat ugali or not.
Yeah.
You can decide whether beans from Kinangop is good for you. You decide whether cash crop ya Nyandarua ni sawa kwako or not. So unfortunately, we have that invasive, if we might call it, government. But there's something that I like that Nassim Taleb put up. He said, weak countries have strong leaders. Strong countries have weak leaders.
leaders.
In the sense that if generally we are strong, if we are well-to-do, we don't need government to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
We can organize ourselves for that.
Yeah.
But when a country of weak people needs a strong government to control almost all aspects of their life. And in Africa, that tends to be the case, where a lot of the population is weak. So they need that government intervention almost in everything. That's why you could see like, hey, this Bitcoin, not Bitcoin.
WorldCoin.
Cryptocurrency, WorldCoin.
Before you put it, this WorldCoin thing is not good for you. If you go to your grandmother, if I go to my grandmother and the area chief says WorldCoin is not good for you, she will listen.
Yeah.
But
You know what?
yeah.
What's funny is I came into this conversation thinking that I was going to be more pro WorldCoin. But after listening to you, I'm like, I'm still a little bit pro.
Me, I'm 50. Yeah.
But I understand now why it was shut down. Because I was just like, how dare you shut it down after they've gone through all the processes that you
But
are
I
the
mean,
ones who
it's
came
still
up with.
very creepy shit. Like, I'm sorry. It's still
Would it,
creepy.
would it,
Why
would it,
you
would it have
take-
been better if they were taking fingerprints?
Yeah, fingerprints, me, I'm okay. Your iris. Like, I'm just like, it's just uncharted. We don't know what you're going to do with it. For me, that's my problem.
Okay, let's take some weird random example.
Yeah.
If someone came in and he was taking photos of penises or penis sizes and then having a database. Would you objected to that?
I mean, they would say, I think the end data would be like Africans have bigger penises than.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, which is. I think that would be.
But you won't be objected to it.
Would I be objected? I don't
Maybe
know.
I'll be objective to it.
Your
I know
penis
it's-
being in a database somewhere.
I don't know. I
You
don't
know,
have a penis.
I'm always joking with my girlfriend that if my nudes leaked, I'd be like, yeah, those are mine. But collecting in mass,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
something
yeah.
off about it.
It's weird. It's weird. Okay,
Yeah,
it's a very weird concept.
You're well endowed. So,
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm?
but so why iris as a problem and not your penis?
I think penis is also creepy.
But you won't be objected to it.
No, I think it's creepy. Would you be objected? I don't know. I'd be like, what?
It depends on how much. You know, how much am I being paid? How much am I being paid?
How much?
It goes to the iris. How much am I being paid? The objection is not on the privacy for you as an individual.
Yeah.
You go to Homer Bay, tell people to line up and give them 7K. People there earn 3K, 2K, 1K, and you're just about to give 7K for my eye.
Chukua.
I'll even have an extra eye for you. If you need for you to take an extra photo. WorldCoin, from my understanding, and if I believe the bullshit they sell in their website, is that by having your iris, someone in the US can send you money directly without the involvement of the government. That's what they're selling, right? Whether it's correct or not, I don't know.
Why can't they send via M-Pesa?
Because the
They're trying to
government
change
will block that.
you know it's owned by Sam Altman.
From OpenAI.
From OpenAI.
ChatGPT, yeah.
So you have to take WorldCoin from the same philosophy of ChatGPT, OpenAI, because that's like we're trying to build something new. Is there something existing? Yes. Is it better than something existing? We don't know. I don't see how my iris will help sending money. I don't see it yet. But
Maybe he has a vision that we don't see.
this is a problem where we trust people with credentials. So we trust people because
I don't know. I don't trust him.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if you understand WorldCoin from his point of view, that we're trying to bring something new, something better, something efficient.
You know,
that's how OpenAI charged.
I would be interested in seeing sustainability down the line, because as much as we're saying we don't trust, like, because assuming we take them at their word that they're trying to bring UBI, which is universal basic income for people and all of that, right?
Yeah.
I'm wary about the sustainability aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because right now WorldCoin is trading at like, let's say $50 or whatever it is. So that's what they're getting once they do the trade. But down the line, will it be trading at that much?
Yeah. You don't know.
You
Could be
don't
less.
know.
It could be more. The ones who signed up, maybe.
Sustainable. Generally, I'm not a crypto guy.
Yeah, me too.
Nilijaribu.
So
Nilichomwa kidogo.
and there is this actually, let me not call it neo. Let me just call it stupid African thinking instead of giving it some fucked up nice English definition. We're like, governments are over controlling everything, so crypto will come into your ass and change things.
That's a very American. It's not an African thing, by the way.
No, there's this new leftist African thing that I really hate. Tend to see it on Twitter. So that this thing is supposed to help you bypass ABCD and not. My point is that people hate on fiat currency, and you've seen it, and people glorifying Gaddafi's ass, and he was like one of the worst dictators in the world.
I don't know. That's debatable.
It's not debatable.
It is.
It is not.
Let's not.
Okay,
It is not.
Let's bring it back.
He wanted to
WorldCoin.
introduce
Let's bring
currency
it back to
backed by
WorldCoin.
gold.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right? Currency backed by gold had been existent all over the world. The reason why people dropped gold reserves was because when you need your economy to expand and you don't have enough gold reserves, you're fucked.
It's hard.
The economy contracts. That's why a lot of the countries departed from
The gold standard.
And went to the fiat standard.
Yeah.
Now, crypto comes and says, hey, fiat is hell.
Yeah.
We understand the problems with the fiat. We know it. Government can set interest rates the way
Yeah.
they like and change the fiat standard. But crypto is not the solution. I don't think crypto is the
Yeah, I
solution.
agree. Maybe I may agree.
One of the things is like crypto fluctuates very much. If right now you have crypto worth, let's say, 100 bob in your pocket, and you take a matatu, they wanted to go to town. By the time you get to town, crypto is 200 50 bob. And then your conductor tells you, hey, the 100 bob you paid me was not enough. Add me another 100. Right?
Yes.
Currency for daily use needs to be stable.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be predictable so that you know bread is 50 bob, milk is 30 bob.
Okay, but what about the dollar right now? Would you say it's stable? Like,
It
The
increases
dollar is stable
gradually.
if you're earning in dollars.
No, but so
don't know.
no, is
It's a hard one,
Is
but
crypto
again-
stable?
no,
Crypto is
of
not.
course not.
Crypto is worse than
See,
the dollar.
that's
Worse
why,
than
like,
fiat, yeah.
when it comes back to WorldCoin, I'm just like, I would need to see what the sustainability plans are.
But I'm saying
and given what I've
crypto-
read, it does not seem
Generally,
to have a good
crypto
sustainability
is not
plan.
sustainable.
Yeah, it's not.
And when you talk about sustainable, to me, is the
You
volatility.
could, if you could, they have stable coins, backed by actual dollars.
But who controls the dollar? Which means you'd rather just have the dollar.
Yeah, it's the safest bet.
Oh no! The reason why stable coins
Safest.
work is because generally the people who want the stable coins can't access dollars, which is
So should they be making dollars more accessible to
No.
the common,
How do you access money? By working. Right? If there's a group
or providing a service?
Or providing a
something.
service.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Exchange. Something.
like prostitutes in the street, provide a
or
service.
a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Sponsors.
Right.
Hey.
Sponsors. Where are you?
Jalos in tech hashtag.
Oh yeah. So instead of worrying about all these things, there's a medium. Money is a medium of exchange.
Yes.
If there's a group of people in the society who are unable to access dollars, shillings, after they've rendered a service, then we have a very good use case. Like, okay, this currency would serve these people. But anyone working currently
Right now you can.
can access
Yeah.
money anyway. So
That's why I think it's creepy. It's
No.
dodgy stuff. What I don't want. What are you doing?
Me, if
Yeah.
a rich white
He's
man
like-
wants to give Africans money, let him give them us money.
Let me tell you, me always say being poor. It's a tough one. Cause would you sign up for WorldCoin? Would
Me?
you take
Have
your?
you signed
have
up?
you signed up?
It was shut down before I could sign up.
Yeah.
But really, to be clear,
Would
no,
you-
I would
would you
not.
sign exactly?
Because I do not need 7,000
Exactly.
right now. But if I needed it,
you're privileged.
Yeah.
yes, I am privileged.
Amen. And you thank God for that. But like a lot
okay.
of poor
But you see,
people.
I might have signed up if the line was not that long.
Really for 7,000 bob.
Yeah.
That can afford a very nice whiskey,
Right?
like
Just
a
walk into
Maybe
Serena.
you should
Johnny
just-
Walker Green. It would do. But have you signed up for WorldCoin?
Of course I wouldn't.
Mr. Producer, have you signed up for WorldCoin? Yes. You are the loser. Have you signed up for WorldCoin? See? I have not signed up. And to me, the reason why I did sign up, anything that shouts crypto to me,
Red flags.
red
Red
flags.
flags.
I don't want anything to do with crypto.
But what if they're giving it to you via M-Pesa?
I would have signed up. Right
That's
away.
what I was talking about.
Right away. Right away.
But I think I'm also, I don't know, maybe as a data scientist, I'm just more
I have a friend
comfortable
This is-
with
what
my
is it?
data
Hey,
being all over.
Davin, if you're watching this video, you've been trying to get me on Bitcoin.
That's a bit.
Yeah, Davin, you've been trying to get me on Bitcoin. And he has been trying to...
It's a wrong time to get into Bitcoin.
No, so he has Bitcoins, and we discuss a lot about Bitcoin and what... So I give him why I think it's wrong, and he gives me why I think it's right. And he has cold storage. So cold storage is like a Bitcoin stored in a hardware.
Yeah.
And no one can access it apart from you. And his biggest selling point is like, this is currency no one can touch.
Yeah.
It's something.
It's
It's
like
like
putting it
gold.
under your mattress
It's
or
like having
something.
gold in
Yeah.
your mattress. But to me, I'm like, this thing fluctuates
Too much.
like moods of a.
Don't say it.
Okay. So.
Wow.
We have hormones, okay?
All right, I get it. I get it. So I was like, there's no way I know I have 20K, and then tomorrow it is 5K, and then the next day is 100K.
It could be, exactly.
So I'm like, I need something more stable, but he's been trying to get me on Bitcoin. In a bad way. If you understand what it offers, and you have a use case for yourself, like this is a store of value for me, and when I lose my dollars, my shillings, this is something I go to, fine, right? But I don't think most people look at crypto that way.
Yeah, no, they don't.
It's like this is a replacement of the dollar or the shillings. I don't think anyway. When your currency loses value, that's when you need government.
Yeah, see, it's the same. You know what's so funny as you're saying that even earlier, I was just thinking of how, remember when Silicon Valley Bank crashed? Even the guys who were in crypto were just calling to their government, you must bail us out.
Oh my
please.
God!
The startup economy in the US is going to and I was just there like smiling. I'm like, hey, it must be nice, eh?
The
You're
problem-
libertarian until things goes to shit.
Yeah.
The problem that we have generally in the tech world is overselling.
Yeah.
You can build something which has a very specific use case, but it gets blown off like, now humanity can live for 2,000 years because of Bitcoin or for crypto. It is good for certain things. Use it for what it's good for. Don't oversell it for what it's
I think
not.
there might be something good there, but I'm not sure what.
Why?
yet.
Nothing, guys. creepy
No,
things. Nah, Illuminati.
Remember,
keep
okay,
saying.
WorldCoin. No. Let's backtrack. WorldCoin is replacing your central bank. Central bank creates money via T-bills, setting interest rates. WorldCoin, like all other cryptos, they can decide tomorrow we have 100K or 1 million new WorldCoins. Who regulates that? Who decides how many coins go out in the market?
I'm actually not sure. Maybe there's a DAO behind it.
No. Initially, if you look at crypto, there's supposed to be an algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Bitcoin
that,
is
like,
definitely by an algorithm.
Yeah, that decides like if you solve this mathematical problem,
You get.
1 coin,
Yeah.
2 coins. So the difficulty of that problem determines how much currency is in the market. And as you know, with everything else, when there's too much of a certain thing, it becomes worthless.
The value goes down.
When it becomes hard to access it, it
value
becomes
goes up.
valuable, right? So you're just moving the control from your central bank
To another.
to
To an
one coin.
algorithm. Yeah.
For that. So you're not solving the problem, you're just changing your master. At the end of the day, you're just a slave.
Maybe we should end right there.
Well, but at the end of the day, it's true. Especially if you're poor.
Yeah.
At the end, this is make money, and I've made money.
Me, I want rich white people to continue to give us money.
I know.
Continue to give us money.
Why not Chinese?
Or Chinese. You know what? Whoever you are out
Surely,
there,
as
if you're
Afri-
willing to give us money, just come.
No.
As long as
At
it does
what
not go, no,
cost?
as long as it does not go directly to the government. If you get on Fuko, come, we're ready. In fact, hire me as ambassador. I'll sign up.
You'll be an influencer.
Yeah,
You
for
want,
sure.
you want to be a WorldCoin influencer?
I can be a WorldCoin influencer. Pay me.
That's when you know things are tough. When you see influencers
World is
pushing.
tough, man. Your landlord is on your case.
Hey, the landlord is on your case.
But that's like Sydney. That's
Your
so
mom needs medicine.
It's so unfortunate that
The
you're
world is
willing
not
to.
fair.
But my theory about why Africa is poor, because we are sellouts. Even slavery was possible because our chiefs were sellouts. They would round up people and put them everywhere else. Societies that thrived were never sellouts. They were like,
Yeah.
Jews were like,
No.
this is our thing.
First of all, white people were selling white people all the time.
True, but the
So-
rate at which we sold black people was much
higher.
higher. Like we were right now, your greatest sellout
The-
is your village mate. Not that
And that's true. Or your
Yeah.
When
friend
you're
over
poor,
here.
when you're poor, you sell out.
Even you will
yeah,
sell out.
but you know, if you look at societies where people are like, I have principles.
No, you see,
We don't have principles. We just have hungry
You
mouths.
can have. You
Exactly.
can only
We are
have
poor.
principles. Well, you can only have
When you-
principles
when you have
when your
abundance.
belly is full.
Yeah, when you have
When
abundance.
you have a roof over your head.
Yeah,
And
I
when your
agree.
children have a future.
Fact that
If,
shit.
if those three things are not
But
met,
that is
you
how.
cannot.
That
You,
is how.
how you can?
That shit. People with no mind. Asking so much on this podcast. Okay.
Okay, I will not shit it. I will just say it. There are people who have been at the dire part of the world. I like the Japanese people. I try to read their culture. They tend not to be driven by money. Okay, they're driven by money. But they tend to set up society that tend to be fair to everyone. They tend to have principles.
Really? So what happened in World War II? Come on, please. No, by they are imperialist at some point. When you have money and you're powerful enough, you start looking at your neighbors and being like,
now look at
your
this
shit
guy
is kind of
misinterpreting
cool.
what
I
I'm
want
saying.
it.
Jellos in tech become. They
Yes.
are one.
What I'm saying is this. The imperialists were the
Why are you holding the mic?
mic check 1 2.
I know, yeah.
So, what I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
The soldiers were not imperialist. It is the government or like the king who's the imperialist. Okay, the simple point is this.
Counterpoint. I have read the history. Yeah. You know, you think you're the only one who reads around here.
Jalal,
Even me,
What have you read?
I
Tell
have
me.
read-
What have you read?
If you look,
Both
if you
of
look,
them.
if you
Tell
look,
me, what have
if
you
you
read?
read on the history and why they went to war.
See, this
In
is
fact,
why
it was
Dan's brother
literally,
said Jalal.
it was literally being pushed. Yeah, it was literally being pushed by the cadre underneath the emperor and the
Yes.
top generals.
No,
Those-
no, no, no,
the soldiers out there were like, we are powerful now. We need to go out and conquer.
That is
And
the
guys
nature.
out there were
That's
like,
the nature
let's
of
be pushed.
any people.
And see, that's what I was saying.
if
Once your
Africans
belly
become-
is full, once your children have a
I
future,
agree.
and once you have a roof,
So-
you can start looking outside and being like,
Outside.
you
I
know,
see them,
like
watch.
one of the reasons I think, for example, our sports does not like we don't have as many people going into sports is because we're too busy trying to feed ourselves.
And sports doesn't
Or
work.
making children.
Yes. No, you make in. You're a data person. Yeah.
Of course I am.
Let's take that statement.
Yeah.
Making children. Do you know why people have many kids?
For survival.
It's partly for survival. You have a farm, you may need hand workers.
Yeah.
But also, when most of your kids do not make it past 5, it makes sense to have a bunch so that a few make it past 5. What happens as you get fed, as you have roofs?
I agree with that
Women
point.
are like, by the way, we're not out here to pop babies. Yeah.
Yeah, right now.
What a fika. Yeah. 3 of them will reach. If I have 3 of them will reach
So-
15,
so-
20 years
so-
old.
so-
And they start to have less kids.
So how
Yeah.
many babies are you going to have?
Me? I've not
How many
decided.
babies do you have?
I have 5.
There you go.
Me, I think I'm aiming for 3. And as soon as 3 comes,
I am still fertile. So
Wow, okay, WorldCoin.
yeah.
Let's come back to WorldCoin.
Yeah, let's come back to
So-
WorldCoin. Uh-huh.
do you have a WorldCoin wallet?
No, I do have a couple of crypto wallets though.
Which ones?
There's Phantom, and then I have MetaMask,
Okay.
and then one with Binance because
Yeah, by now.
Okay. Have you used crypto for any of a daily transaction like paying at a restaurant?
no.
Why so? Why do you hold crypto?
Me, I wanted
The
to get
hope
rich.
of the future. We might be rich later on.
But also, so I want to get
This
rich,
is
and
the
I
phantom.
don't mean get rich like hold the coin, and
Yeah.
I also wanted to understand the underlying technology.
Yeah.
Just
Me, it's
because
just that there's a hope that I'll make money at some
The-
point.
the-
So would you purchase Bitcoin?
yeah.
Would
I
you?
have bitcoins.
You have Bitcoins?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Producer, Bitcoin. Bure kabisa. I don't have any crypto. I have no crypto wallet.
When you invested in Cyton.
Be sharp. Don't be scammed. Understand risk. Don't believe experts. And don't be a
Invest in
that's cool. Yeah.
Me, I'd rather invest in crypto Cyton. Hey.
Wait, let's calm it down before we get sued.
I have a site on wallet, sir.
Look at where you are now.
And how is it doing? How's that going for you?
I'm miserable.
14% on the shilling.
I'm miserable. I'm very miserable. Yeah?
So yeah, no.
I think I was financially naive. I am still financially naive.
Amen.
Not
just
financially,
don't love
no.
it.
Not financially naive in the point that from the basic finance, I think, I've been dealing with seed a lot and trying to set up, different things, savings,
Oh, Sydney. Seed.
and all
I
that.
was like, who does seed?
Then there is where we get duped, where we call advanced finance. That's where Cyton comes in, crypto comes in, where we have derivatives, we have all these fancy things. So I think I was not educated enough, sophisticated enough to understand all these things. Maybe I wanted to be fancy. My portfolio says this.
You've
and all that.
diversified your risk.
And I've diversified my risk
But I
and all
remember
that.
when you're going into Cyton, I remember asking you, bro, bro, what percentage?
Yeah?
What
20,
percentage?
my guy.
No, what percentage of your net worth is in this one place?
It was significant.
Yeah, and
but,
it should not have been.
It should not have been.
Yeah.
I should have been a rich guy in a
because,
UK.
as you've said, we've been taking risks for a long time, and
Yeah.
you don't want to take risks on.
Yeah.
First of all, money you can't lose, but more than that, the way I look at it is like if you're going to take a risk, you're looking at like a maximum of like 10% of your net worth.
To me, it was more than 30%
Yeah.
of my net worth. at that point.
You're
Yeah.
trusting more than
No,
me.
no, I was lured by
And he
the high.
doesn't, and he doesn't trust crypto. Like,
I
No,
know,
no,
right?
I'm
It's
saying
so
in
weird.
hindsight, when I look back, I should not have made that
yeah, for
trade.
sure. We all agree.
I could have done a savings account,
Yeah.
which could have served him way better right now. So when you say that you're speculating on crypto,
Yeah.
and he's speculating on crypto, then I'm like, are you sophisticated enough to understand
No.
the risk you're getting into, or
So
is
I
that
can-
small part of your portfolio
I can afford
to lose?
to
Yeah.
take that risk.
Even me, I can.
In the for me it was in the purpose of trying to understand the underlying technology.
So
But and then I also think for me, I'm not like I've tried other currencies, but for me it's like Bitcoin. Like others, that's
what was
I'm-
your selling point? What sold you on Bitcoin?
I think it was very early on in that journey.
But
And I
but
was
what
just-
made it?
Right, so
Just,
original.
it was just a little amount. I'm like, sure,
10
I'm happy
bob.
to, I'm happy to lose that
Okay.
amount. Yeah. So it was like, I'm not gonna, like,
Worry about it. So
yeah,
there's so many crypto coins out there.
yeah. Right now, I don't care.
WorldCoin
I
is-
don't care.
Would you have a WorldCoin
No.
wallet?
No.
Okay, that's. I don't think I would have it. I did my little bit of research, and after my escapades in finance world, I'm very skeptical.
About anything, as you should be.
As you should be, for sure.
So where I put my money, and I have to derive very specific values from this. So if I ask myself, would I get WorldCoin? My answer would be no. What do I need it? No. I'm good having my money in Kenya shillings, in US dollars, and gold.
You have gold.
Yeah, I do have gold.
Hey,
Diversified.
Mujaluo.
So
Jaluas in finance.
Do you have gold, Sydney? Hey, he has to think.
no, I think I can come.
so in those three things, I know my value will be protected.
Yeah.
If one fails, another one will do that. Does WorldCoin protect my value? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't understand who decides how much of WorldCoin goes out. I don't understand. That's why central bank has the monetary MPC, monetary
Policy committee.
that decides the interest rate, which affects the,
Yeah, the value.
the value of the shillings that I have. The Federal Reserve in the US decide the dollar value. Gold is just decided by who's. I can sell gold for less or more, depending on the buyer for that. If I have those three things, I think my value is protected.
Awesome.
Okay.
So anything conclusive on this, like, on WorldCoin?
I think for me, I started with how dare you? Yeah, how dare the government come in? But through this discussion, I'm familiar. Okay, yeah, I understand why they were shut down. I hope that they come back because really there's nobody giving any Kenyan 7,000 shillings. In fact, what they're doing is raising taxes. So, any money that goes into the economy, I think is a good thing.
Into the pockets of
Especially
Kenyans. as
if it
well.
comes from rich
White people.
white people. So let them give us their
What
money.
is a rich Japanese?
Even rich Japanese,
Anybody.
Chinese,
Even
anybody.
a Kenyan, a rich
hell,
Kenyan can
even
do
a
that.
rich Kenyan, a rich Ugandan, we don't care.
it
We
comes
just want
from
your money.
a transgender Filipino.
It's fine. Me, I don't judge. I don't
Okay,
judge.
Chris.
Okay. But my takeaways is I understand why people get the money. It's pure, and I'm sure 90% of the people don't understand the underlying consequences for that. Government intervention for me is appropriate when they're protecting people who don't understand what they do. But for all purpose and sake, man, we got no money. Let the money flow.
Hey, me, I think it's just that Illuminati shit. I'm back to this. It's weird. It's weird nonsense. But if you need money, you got to do what you got to do. But it's just like, it's not adding up. It's just too utopian. It's just so weird. I know you're all for the white people giving us money, but me, I'm like, nah, keep your money. Keep me out of your shit. So, just weird shit. Weird.
Do they get the money, yes or no?
Yeah, get your money, but it's still weird. But I understand why you'd need to go to that length. So,
So the big question is, like, at the end of the day, don't you think it's a bit unfair to dismiss it just because you think, like, you don't think it benefits you? For them, it benefits them, and they see the result benefits them. Just because it doesn't benefit you doesn't mean it's wrong. So don't you? So just
Yeah, no. So to be clear, for me, what I was saying is, I understand why the government shut it down, but as I said, I hope they come back, right? A lot of people are getting this WorldCoin and immediately cashing it out for Kenya shillings.
100% of them.
And me, I'm a big believer in money flowing, as the government likes to call it now, bottoms up. Yeah,
Bottom of the pyramid.
from the bottom of the pyramid, ikujeju. Yeah. So I want WorldCoin to continue to exist, but I, however, through this discussion, understand why it was shut down. But I really hope they come back. More people need to do bottom of the pyramid stuff and not just talk about it. You know who I'm talking about.
But I mean, I agree with you. Like, WorldCoin come, you're giving people money that they didn't have beforehand. But I think it's just, like, be honest. Why are you taking my iris data? Like, what? Just tell me what you're doing with it. Because I think we don't know, as you said, if I don't know what you're doing with it, I start being suspicious.
Yeah.
So I'm just like very,
but my point is, I think from the idea is like this can be considered an investment, right? And because the poor people they don't have access to investments opportunities, and this is one of the few investments they come through. It makes sense if you want to carry the banner of financial inclusion. They say like
it is financial inclusion. Actually,
it's including people in
only financial inclusion thing we've seen in this world for a while in Kenya.
They're getting paid for it, and tomorrow WorldCoin is
Safaricom is not giving us any of these people anything. All you get is SMSs and calls from random people.
Yeah, so if you're carrying the banner of financial inclusion, then yes.
Yeah.
My only point is they're not paying anything to get this access to this thing, so it's almost free, or it's free, right, for them. And if I'll ask myself, if I was in the shoes of someone who's registering for WorldCoin, what am I bound to lose? Most people would say nothing because their life are already terrible. For that. So the only thing I have is an app.
That someone has my data somewhere in San Francisco.
I don't even care about the data. It's like maybe these coins I hold are worth 10 times what I hold today. And if they are worth less, I have nothing to lose. So it's an opportunity for someone to take it up if they wish to that. What's the downside? These are much more complex privacy issues,
it's very
which I discuss with people who live in the comfort of their air-conditioned hotels. For that, other than people who don't know where the next meal will come. So from a financial inclusion perspective, to me, it's okay.
So,
one advice to Kenyans,
you just get your WorldCoins.
Get your money.
Get your money. Just
Get rich.
it.
Life is hard.
Life is hard enough as it is.
Just get it by the.
If
money circulating in the bottom makes it better for
us.
I get my bread from Naivas. The price of bread has been fluctuating.
Okay.
Like that big family bread, it started from 190. When the taxes were put there, it went to 200. The next day, I went to 230.
Guy.
It went to 218. So it went to 20. So I can't put the price of bread in stone because it fluctuates very much. And I'm thinking someone who has to feed their kid.
Imagine.
They have to get everything for them. Get your money.
My advice is if you can't get that 7K, get that 7K, let it be spent in the local economy.
Let it circulate.
There's something about money circulating in the bottom. Just money circulating in a economy is
and our
always
government
good.
ain't doing it for us, so.
Well, they are taking it out of the economy with their taxes, and so.
But they're building houses.
You don't bring the house in to this. At this stage, thanks, share, and just subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been real.